I'm recording this very early, but I'm just going to manifest that it's a beautiful day. It's gorgeous. We could have a good weekend. We could have our bellies out. We could just be laying in the grass. So I love that for us in the future. If you're watching this, and you should be watching this because I stream this podcast on YouTube, so make sure you check in at Elise the Fox on YouTube and you can watch clips, vlogs, footage of things that I'm talking about in each episode. If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see next to me is a man, and this man is my brother. He's going to be joining me for this mini episode, answering a couple questions and just trying to just understand the male brain, I guess, which is an anomaly. But introduce yourself. What's your name? How old are you? What's your sign? If you feel like disclosing that information.
Seriously? All right. My name's Kevin. I am slightly older than Elise. I'm a Cancer. Not a crybaby Cancer, but I'm a July Cancer, if that matters to anyone out there. So, early July.
Crazy saying you're not a crybaby. Would you say that you're a spiritual person or a religious person?
Probably more spiritual than anything. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I feel things. I mean, it could be, and I don't necessarily automatically correlate it with religion. I just feel like it's spirits of different things or people or whatever like that. So, yeah.
Like more intuitive than
that'd be the word.
This is coming from this one higher power, that kind of vibe.
Correct.
I feel that. What's something that makes you tick? This is like rapid fire questions out of nowhere. What are things that make you tick?
For me, it definitely is like the youth and like youth culture.
The youth? You said the youth?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, like I'm really like, you got to think like these kids that are coming up nowadays, like these are gonna be our next doctors and lawyers and presidents and stuff like that. So I feel like anytime you have the opportunity to speak with them and you know, kind of pick their brain about things to see where they're going, I feel like that's very, very important to see where their mindset is and where they're going, because like I said, there's going to be, you know, that's going to be Baz's, you know, co-workers or maybe bosses and stuff like that, and elected officials. So I think, yeah.
Oh, I said make you tick. Like, make you tick is like something that pisses you off.
Oh.
That's when, like, the youth, I'm like, dang, you old.
Okay, something that makes me tick. That's not the definition that makes me tick.
Yes, it is the definition. All right, already. The definition of something that makes you tick is like something that's like, this is mad annoying, this is pissing me off. But we can move on. And
yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty chill for the most part. It takes a lot to kind of get me upset, but
yeah,
I'm
just a chill guy, you know.
I'm just a chill. I'm a macho. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a chill guy. Like,
all right. But I wanted to bring you on because I never really work with men because of all of my chosen entrepreneurial career paths. So I was like, let me just bring on someone that I've known a little while. Someone I've known my whole life, just to talk about things that make me tick with men. But not make me tick. I just want to like gain a better understanding. I was having a conversation with a friend, and this happens often when I'm like maybe talking to a new guy, having a conversation with an old friend. They always bring up the topic of like, you always work with women, you have Sad Girls Club, like, what are we doing for the boys? What are we doing for the boys? And I'm like, the boys have more power than the girls in this world, especially in this country. Like, Absolutely. Black women have the least amount of opportunity, but we are the smartest, so I get why you're asking. But I'm also just like, why don't y'all like build something for yourselves? So I'm like, let me just try to understand, because I've been having more of these conversations often where like people are asking me, when is Sad Boys Club coming out? Like, why do you forget about the guys? What's in it for the guys? The guys. And I feel it. Like, I want to do that to my soul, and I tried to do it back in the day, and I was just like, I can't be the perspective of a man, especially a black man. It has to come from like a black man. So with that being said, I was like, let me bring on a black man onto this podcast and let's ask a couple questions about just like how you operate, how you maneuver, and how you just experience the world. So the one thing that's always on my mind is like the difference between friendships with women versus friendships with men, or like men to men friendships versus women to women friendships.
Yeah.
How do you describe like what you look for in a friend?
That's I was literally having this conversation with some people last week too, in regards to just, I feel like it's a lot harder for us males. It's actually not hard. It's really kind of internal, but for us to like make friends and things like that. So as you know, a lot of my friends I've had for years, like 10, 15, 20 years plus.
Yeah.
And then they'll have like, you know, a sprinkle of, you know, people that I meet that I, you know, gravitate to, and they become, you know, real good friends. But for me, it's just really just like loyalty and companionship is like the two things. And then of course, like, you know, common, you know, interests and things like that. So all of my friends for the most part have played a sport or plays a sport, are into fitness or into like the sneaker um, culture and things like that. So that's usually like that's really like the basis for me. And as long as you're not like a crappy person or whatever, then you're good in my book for the most part.
Okay.
It doesn't take much.
How do you define loyalty?
For me, it's like how you, for one, how you speak or defend me or speak about me, when I'm not in the room. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? So if someone was to ask about my character or anything like that, and if you being truthful, then if you giving or your perspective of what to be your truth, then that's perfectly fine though too. But stand on that, and that's the case. So I never really fault anybody for having a strong opinion about me or something I said or anything like that. And I kind of like lean into it, and so having those different perspective of people of these male friends and things like that, kind of helps me kind of move a certain way and things like that.
Okay. And then how often do you tell your friends you love them? And like under what circumstances?
Well, I know like Ace and Chris for sure. I tell anytime we usually get off the phone, we just say like love, like we don't say I love you, but
Do
we
you
say
go a
like love.
little mwah?
Nah, nah, not none of that. But I mean, to be honest, that's really like the only two like male friends that I really say that to on a frequent basis.
Why is that?
That's a really good question. I don't know, and I can't even say. Well, of course, Chris is the fam,
That's our brother.
and then and I would say like Ace is the one that kind of started. He was the one that sparked off saying like I love like on the phone like. And
You
I
say
said,
I love you, or do you say
no, we just say love.
one love? That's so
It used to be like
corny.
one love, but like yeah, it's love. So yeah, I don't know why I don't, but like I would only say it if I felt like that person needed it though. Like if they were in like a hard time or whatever, and I'm like, man, I love you, bro. If you need me, I'm here. Da 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 da. So
Okay.
it's not often enough. Basically, is what you're getting at for sure.
I'm like, how do you detect when someone needs and I love you versus like, bye, slam the phone down.
I mean, it kind of just from the conversation that that you had.
Okay, okay.
Depending on how the conversation went, if someone is just like just dumping on you or just kind of need some advice, whatever the case may be, if it kind of gets a little somber and it feels like that person needs a little pick me up, it looks like, man, thank you for sharing that, man. I love you, man. I thank you for me feeling comfortable with giving that information to me and stuff.
Okay, so if it's like under like a specific circumstance, the friends that you don't say I love you to on the regular, you're like, all right, let me throw him a little ILY, see how he is, or just letting him know I'm here. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like my friends, I feel like we say it all the time. Even when I meet new people now, I have to like hold myself back from saying it because I'm like sometimes I be yapping when I'm at my events. I yap so much. I started giving out my real phone number, and so like a lot of the girls are great, but I'm like we don't know each other like that for me to be saying I love you.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's just like so innate for me to just say I love you at the end of a call or like at the end of a text message session with my friends or like yo I love you, you did that. Like I don't know, it's so interesting. And how would you say you pour into your friendships? What do you do? Like, what's the Kevin way or not the male way, but like your way of pouring into your friendships?
For me, it's definitely like that open line of communication, and then like just kind of open availability in general. So if majority of my friends know if they need me for something, that I'm probably top 3 people that they're gonna call for
Yeah.
anything that could be for just to talk. You need help moving. You need some extra arms and some strength. You know what I'm saying, to go pick up some things. So that'll be me. I just say just my open line of communication and my open line of availability for the most part. They know like my phone doesn't go into like sleep mode till like 10:20, so my lines are pretty much open until then, unless you're in my favorites, which majority of my friends are. So then you can still get through. So yeah, that would be the top 2 things for me.
How do your friends pour into you?
I would say this the same thing. Definitely just being there, being around, being like if I do, because I don't really share much. So
Yeah.
so when I do, and if you're that person that I'm reaching out to share to, then I mean I have that trust in you with this information or whatever emotion that I'm about to dump on you and things like that. So and that's of course that's built over time. That's just built over the course of the friendship for me to open up and be comfortable like that.
Yeah, that's real. You don't share much. I feel you share like little pockets of things with certain friends.
Yeah, I think I was telling you that I was like, there's not one person that knows everything about me. Like all, like it's like a scavenger hunt. Like you have to talk to like a community, like my community of friends to get like the full understanding
To piece
of
it.
me. Yeah.
A little sus, but I get it. You don't want everyone. I guess you don't want everyone to know everything, because then all of your alibis might be. And I'm just kidding. Um, what can your friends do better to support you? As like not just like, I guess like just to support you, but like support and grow within your friendship. Because I feel like you have a lot of friends that you've known since literally freshman year of high school,
Mhm.
and I don't know what your friendship is like. If they are stagnant or not, like what could take your friendship to the next level from where you are right now?
It would definitely be the fluidity of them coming to me. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the times if I see my friends, I'm going to them. So if it wasn't from me physically going to Buffalo or Texas or wherever the case may be, I won't physically see these people. Like we can chit chat and FaceTime and
Yeah.
all that stuff all the time. In all of the different places that I lived at, I think Chris is the only person that has visited me in every single place that I've lived, like any apartment, any state, any city that I lived in. Chris was the only person that has
Mm,
visited me in all of them versus, you know,
yeah.
the latter.
And everyone else you go to them. I feel the
Yeah.
same way too. In a lot of my friendships, I well, most of my closest friends, they live upstate New York,
Mm.
California, Florida, and then my girl Christina's in Virginia. Aside from Christina, I feel like I do a lot of the going out, or like maybe not pursuing the friendships, but like more of the travel and the heavy lifting. I did express that though a couple years ago, and then my best friend Ayana started coming to New York, and like we made more of an effort of like an exchange. You come, I come, and then I'm also one of my only friends besides Ayana. Well, Christina has kids too, like who has kids, so it's
Yeah.
also a little bit trickier for me to like continue. Now I have to buy 2 tickets because this boy is not a lap infant anymore. So wherever I'm going, it's double plus whatever the cost of like an activity is in that city. So I'm always like, y'all can come to me. Like New York is a beautiful place. Like we could definitely find things to do. So I definitely can relate to that of just like having that
and,
maintenance, that exchange.
and the same thing too with my friends. Most of them do have kids, but it's also like I feel like I when I go somewhere, I intentionally, even though I don't have any kids, like because I have Basil just in case you guys visit, like I try to have at least like one or two kid friendly things in the back
Yeah.
pocket. So if they do come visit, it's like okay, cool. Like so, what are we gonna do when the kids come and everything like that? But that's
Yeah.
not, you know what I'm saying? That's the case. That's not the
Yeah.
case at all. So so please come visit. Like I got one or two things that you know what I'm saying the kids could do. So yeah.
It's true. So let's jump into relationships of the romantic kind. As a lot of us know, the dating pool is really, really muddied, murky, and odd. And I blame like 70% of it on y'all.
Y'all as in men.
Yeah, as a man.
Oh, okay.
As a man.
I thought you were
No,
talking to the audience here.
no. There's obviously some really great guys, but I do feel like there's been like a decline in what I would say expectations are within relationships. Like even just from the beginning stages to the middle stages to like defining that you're a boyfriend girlfriend, those have become just so, I don't know. I feel like tortured, especially after COVID. I think people kind of got lazy during COVID, of course. Like, oh, you could just pull up and watch TV, and like that's what we needed during that time. But like, I'm sorry, like everything is open right now. Like you can literally eat at a restaurant on the side of a street. Like you can go anywhere and have a good meal. I think the laziness is still there, but like I know people within my community are like, I want to go out. Like I want to see, I want to explore the same way things were before COVID. Do you feel that same way, or do you like how do you date, how do you approach dating, and what's like, because I feel like it's like for me I look at it as like this timeline of like, okay, the talking stage through text, and then you move on to like the phone calls, and then like there's a whole timeline. So what does your timeline look like?
I feel like that is all very true, and I can't remember where it was a line or quote or something like that, and someone was saying how by the time the guy, like if he does reach out and approach you, he already knows what he wants to know about you. He's already like done his research on the back end. So that's why a lot of the time maybe like that text conversation, that phone conversation is a little bit lackluster because they already, okay, I know this is Elise Fox and she has this going on and she likes to travel and stuff like that. Like before we even approach you, we have to see like if you are a person that we can even approach.
But what if you meet somebody in the wild?
Who does that? Nobody goes outside
That's
like
what I'm
that.
saying. That's the problem. That's the problem. So if you met somebody say you met someone old school, 2012, you go out to like a party and you meet a girl, and then what's the next step after that?
It's been so. Honestly, for me, it's even been so long. Like, I mean, the next step would be, of course, like you exchange information and exchange pleasantries and stuff like that. You kind of get to, the old school way of getting to know someone. Like,
Old school is crazy.
yeah, which is crazy to say because we're not old, but it is. I mean, not like it is. That's how it is now, unfortunately, because everyone is just so like with the internet and social media, everyone's so available. Like I said, I can do all the research I need to know about you. Yeah, I know when your birthday is, and you know what I'm saying, your kid, and all that stuff. Like I can get all that information. So, but if you do happen to meet somebody out, in public or at an event or something like that, then I feel like that's why it's lacking because some guys, I feel like if you are maybe I'll say 30 and younger, you don't really have that skill set of like being able to talk face to face.
Yeah, and it's a problem. This is why I have Basil like as social as possible. If we go to the bodega, I'm like go in there, tell them what you want.
Yep.
If they get it wrong, tell them that they got it wrong and get what you want. Like those skills, they definitely are declining, and it's up to us. I think it's millennial parents to like inject them into our kids' generation. I don't know. That's not Gen Alpha? I don't know. Hopefully, it's not the skibbity toilet generation. It's the one after that. But it's also like the thing is we aren't that old, like we're in our 30s, so we haven't forgotten what. And I think hopefully you're looking at women who are in their 30s too, not like younger. They understand and remember club culture as well. So
Yeah.
the fact that we understand, we know that things were better when we were in college and we were broke as hell and like, still navigating life
No, for
compared to
real.
now as adults where we should be fully established and having our own autonomy and like having our own kind of flow of dating. That's the part that's tricky because it's like I had really great dates in college when we were in the mud, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh yeah, because of social media, oh yeah, because of this. And it's like, you still don't know me. Like, even if you saw my Facebook page back in the day, you still don't know me. You can know who all my siblings were, who my mom is, what school I went to, but you still, you didn't know me, but you could see that stuff. And now people are just, I don't know if it's just the laziness component. Like, I already know everything, so I'm not going to ask her anything.
Yeah. I honestly feel like that's what it is. Like,
Ew.
I know it sucks, and shout out to AIM, back in the day to really kind of just like getting that was like the first getting to know someone. You couldn't even see them, you know what I'm saying, you just
Yeah.
in a room, it's like, hey,
Yeah, Kevin with an old
ASL
man.
like
Or
right. Hey, with the Wild Wild West over there, you know what I'm saying, but I feel like that's where a lot of, without having to see anybody and having like literally a conversation and getting to know someone, and then like you said, club culture, just like, okay, this person I like, they, the way they look, or they dance, they can dance, whatever the case may be, they look like they're having a good time, let me try to approach them, and kind of go from there. But I just, like, I feel like, and it happens because I've seen some of my friends say where like they'll be in the club or in the bar, and then like a guy's like staring them down, and then like later on in the night they'll hit their inbox like, oh yeah, I think I saw you out, like, bro, just go up and say something. Like,
when people would post those TikToks online that say, yo, TikTok, do your job. It's do
yeah,
your job.
like,
Find this person for me. I'm like, you're literally standing next to them and you're recording them. And I'm sure they know that you're recording them. It's so weird to me. That's happened to me a few times too. Like, were you at this party? You know I was at that party. Because I also posted a photo in the same outfit I was wearing at that party. And that irks me because it's also showing like, you can't just walk up to me and talk to me. You have to like, it's the crutch of the DM that I absolutely hate. Some people I'm like, okay. But some people, like most people, I'm just like, if you see me and you liked what you saw and you wanted to approach me, don't wait until 4 a.m. and when you're all tipsy and like getting your liquid courage to message me about great outfit or was that you. That's such a weirdo move to me. And I think a lot of women, I mean, some girls like that. Like they like that, oh, I knew you were gonna reach out to me, that kind of cat and mouse thing. But at this point I'm like, I don't want to be Tom and Jerry. Like, please just be a real human being.
I agree with that. Yeah, guys do better. Just approach. I think rejection is a super heavy on the person's ego, but it's just a no. You probably will hear a bunch of no's in the duration of your life, and this one no that you possibly might not even get. You might get a yes. Don't be scary.
Yeah, and also it's so funny because a lot of like my baddest friends, so whether they're content creators or not, their DMs be so dry a lot of the times. The ones who are like BBL baddies and like that, whatever, they're fine. But like the ones who are just artsy but like gorgeous girls creating, putting themselves out there, it's mainly women in the DMs. And it's so interesting because when a man comes in your DMs, they stand out because one, they have the courage to like, I guess, message you. And I'm not talking about the ones who've seen you at a party and message you. I'm talking about just
Yeah.
ones that are like, oh, I love what you do. I love your, like, tell me more about this. Though, like, you actually stand out because so many men seem to be intimidated by women's success or just like women's confidence.
Yes.
And that
Yeah.
definitely shows in like, I've had this conversation with so many girls. I'm like, wait, now your DMs cannot be dry. Like, there's no way, and they be a little dry. Or like the people who do reach out, it's like the unks and like it's whatever, shoot your shot. But that's the kind of confidence we need from the younger guys. The unk, we need the unk confidence.
Yeah, we need more unks.
We need more unk. No, not more unk confidence.
I mean, yeah, unks to teach the
yeah
the younger guys. Yeah,
newer generation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Since you're too intimidated to approach women in person, what do you look for in a woman?
Never said that. But what I look for, I mean, for me, I don't necessarily like have a type. So for me, it's just if I'm just like attracted to you, and attraction could be, just an outfit or how your hair is done up that day, or if you are wearing makeup, how your makeup looks at that time, or if you got some nice sneakers on, you put the what I'm saying, everything just aesthetically looks pleasing. I mean, that's where I could go from there, because like I said, I'm not gonna know anything else more about you until I come in up and have that conversation with you. So that's literally the basis.
What's your pickup line?
My pickup line? I don't even have a pickup line, to be honest with you, because like I haven't been out like in a club or a bar in like a long time to like pick somebody up. Like that's, I mean, this.
Yeah, I'll be macking. If I was a guy in a bar, I'll be in there with the one-liners.
So I don't, because for me, and then too, just like living down, when I was living in Maryland, a lot of the women down there are like a little bit more aggressive. So like they kind of approach you.
No, he did not just say aggressive.
Yeah, they have more confidence. Like I've been approached.
Confidence and aggressiveness are different.
Okay, well, I've had women come up to me and offer to buy me a drink and spark a conversation with me down in that DC area and things like that.
That's definitely the South, because.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about, but I'm really trying to, like, as you ask this, I'm trying to think of a conversation or like a time or a situation where I kind of like, and I really can't think of anything but like outside of college, like.
Interesting. So you mainly enter or engage women online, you would say?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
sure.
I think that's the disconnect, because I feel like a lot of the women, like even now, it's a beautiful day outside. After we finished recording this, I was like, I want to just go outside, and the expectation for it, I don't think expectation, but when you go outside, like a lot of women are very intentional. You pick out your outfit, makeup looks, whatever, and when you go out to like brunch and you see like guys out at the bar, or if you just go out in general, you're at the park, you're going for a walk, and you see guys out, and you're like, you put in the effort to look your best. Of course, you don't do it for a man, but you do it for yourself.
I wouldn't mind it, yeah.
And you're radiating the confidence that would attract, obviously, or hoping to attract someone who matches that. But then it's interesting to hear that you're like, I don't even like really approach women outside at bars or like out at parties and things like that. When women are like literally going out, not out of their way, but they're going out to show themselves, not advertising, but in a way it's just like, well, if I was going to meet a guy, maybe I could meet them at Cafe Israeli. And then the guy's there like DMing you 4 hours later after the party saying like, oh, was that you? It just kind of takes them like the whole vibe of like, club culture out of it. And it's interesting that you said like, I don't even, like, if a girl approaches me, she might offer me a drink at the bar. And like, I've heard that too from a couple of friends. Of like, I was one of the only guys in the party and the girls were like all over me. And I was like, I cannot relate to that. But I'm happy for you. But it's also interesting how things are shifting, because obviously if guys won't do it, then
I think the women are tired.
Women are like, yeah, I'm just gonna go after it, like whatever, I already know what it is.
Which it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that at all. But also I don't go out too, and I move around a lot too, so
yeah.
So it's just like wherever I am or wherever I'm at, like I have to, I'll find a spot and I'll just go there. Like that would be my spot if I feel comfortable with it.
That's how I am.
And then
too.
So at that point, if there's anyone in there that might find attractive, then maybe then I'd approach it. But I haven't had that opportunity yet. It's been, I mean, easily a decade.
That's crazy.
Yeah, easily a decade.
Sheesh. Okay. We gotta definitely do a part 2 on this. I want to get people to submit questions and
Oh yeah,
have you answer. That would be a really cool segment. And then, yeah, I think that'll be cool. Maybe we could do like a
I love
round
that.
table with like 2 guys and 2 girls in upcoming episodes. Since the end of an era is still pretty new, I want to just play around with a couple different formats and play around with like adding guests as well. Like, I don't want this to be just an influencer based podcast where I bring on influencers. I love them, but they also have platforms. I want to just hear from my people and like just the every person, the everyday person, and hear what their perspectives are on the end of an era. Okay, let's transition to, we're gonna just play one quick device because it seems like my laptop is doing something.
Okay.
We're gonna play We're Not Really Strangers. This is the self-reflection edition. I love this game. I think I have every version of it. And it's amazing. I have the couples version. I haven't played that one the way I'm supposed to play it, but like me and my friend will like send each other cards from it and answer it. So okay, so this one, well, you pick yours. The ones on the ends already, or on the outside, I already answered for myself, but you could choose them.
Okay.
We'll do one each.
Sorry, trying to get one from the middle.
That's okay.
All right.
Got this.
So the question is, who do I feel most myself around and why? It probably sounds corny, but it would be you. to be honest, literally like my road dog, my homie. So I feel like if I basically raised you. So if I feel like I can't be myself around my seedling, then you know what I'm saying, like, you know, who else could I be in? So but I think it's just comfortability. I feel like that, and then over these last couple of years I feel like that, you know, our relationship has definitely gotten a lot stronger.
Yeah.
Open communication and
beef.
things like that. She used to beef with me.
I got a scar on my lip from a remote hitting me in the face when I was a youth.
We have home videos of her abusing me, and I'm pretty sure you could probably clip some of those in.
We losing the plot.
But yes, but yeah, definitely feel the most comfortable around you. Like I said, you are definitely my best friend. I know even if we don't talk every day, whenever we do talk, we can have a yap fest, and I feel lighter. I feel, you know, better.
Aww,
So yeah,
how sweet.
yeah,
Thanks, Poops.
no problem.
All right, I'm gonna do one, and then we'll do our mic drizz up. Watch, mine is like in 3 steps. I'm just kidding. What's an important boundary I want to set with someone in my life? Why haven't I set it already? I feel like I'm the boundary setting queen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick another one because
Yeah.
I feel like I've set. Got the
line
Great
is-
Wall of China.
Yeah, was it? The line is
boundary.
not thin. You know the line. Do not cross it.
Okay. How would I describe my relationship with myself in one word? Aspirational. I feel like I always want to do it all. And I always try to do it all. So I feel like I always push myself to try to do as much as I want to do. And even if it's to a fault. So now I guess I'm setting the boundary of not pushing myself. I'm setting a boundary with myself to not push myself over the edge where I'm just at the point of exhaustion at the end of every single week where I'm like begging for the weekend. So yeah. Okay, that was cute.
I can't imagine like what it is to be like inside of your brain. Like if it was like the Magic School Bus and we went inside your brain, like I'm pretty sure like it's just stuff.
Like wires hanging everywhere.
Yeah.
Incense hanging from the wall.
It's probably crazy in there.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. And yeah, so I'm setting better boundaries with myself. I don't want to be aspirational, but I also don't want to be tired and have mad crow's feet on my face because I'm so exhausted and my skin is looking wild. So we're going to jump into the mic drop moment of the week. And I would say my mic drop moment is overnight success does not exist anymore. You have to work, and be consistent. That one hit wonder, that doesn't work for us anymore. You got to get off your ass and work.
My mic drop, it would be just, I guess, around the episode, just like more so to my guys, like stand up, like be men, be the hunters that we are. You know what I'm saying? If you see something, you like something, go at it. Don't be scared of rejection. Not like in a crazy, creepy way, but yeah, but like in a more respectful way, like a man, like a gentleman. Just do it. Like in the worst case scenario, you get a no. no, I'm not interested. And then you move on with your day.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't know why there should be a mic drop moment, but I feel like I needed to say that again.
Yeah, I might have to clip that one. That was good. Okay. Well, thank you so much for tapping in and listening to this episode of the End of an Era podcast. Please like, comment, subscribe. Write me a comment. I just want to see what you guys think. If you have any questions that I should include in next episodes, please share. And don't forget that this streams live on YouTube. Not live. This streams on YouTube, so please tap in at Elise the Fox and subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a lot of fun vlogs and other experiences and things that are happening on there that I will be showing over the next few months. Thank you so much for listening. This is the End of an Era. Thanks for coming by, Kevin.
Thank you for the invitation. I appreciate that.
Of course. Love you.
Peace.